How you doing, everybody, and welcome back to Dicey Decisions, where we roll dice, spin stories, and play some... This week's Dicey Spotlight is the Asians Represent podcast. Go ahead and check them out on Twitter, at AZNS Represent. All one word, no spaces or anything like that. It's Twitter, you know how that works. They are starting a new game on their channel, specifically... in the system Quest, which is gaining some popularity in the TTRPG space. So if you haven't heard of it yet, go ahead and check it out. It's called Quest RPG. I will be linking their Twitter below as well, and some links to that game so you can check it out. It's rules light, but it has a lot of specific built-in stuff for fun role-playing and ways to build out your character. I think it's very interesting. I can't wait to see what more people do with it. They actually just released the content creator license for people to actually make stuff for the game. So go ahead and check that out. I'll be linking that below. But I digress. This week's Dicey Spotlight is specifically the Asians Represent podcast. Make sure you vote for them in the Ennies. I don't know if the Ennies have actually ended by the time you'll be listening to this, but if they haven't, go vote for them. They're awesome. They do great stuff. As of right now, they have released their Session 0 for that Quest RPG podcast. Go ahead and check it out. It's really cool. It's a continuation of their story that they already have going on. So check it out. It's really cool. How many more times can I say check it out? I don't know. Fucking make a tally. Who knows? Without any further ado, please join us on this episode of... Okay. So, Finnan.
Yes.
The evening of the third night. The next day you're set to meet. Everyone is set to meet Artur in the docks, in the what was it, fucking Bailabard or something like, I can't remember.
Scheinbard?
Lochbard, something like that. In the docks, in the docking district. Yes. You know, the shipyards and everything like that. Next day you're set to do that, and you're kind of abuzz with energy. You're like, ooh, gonna buy a boat.
Gonna be on a boat again.
Gonna be on a boat again. It's been some time.
Boat again.
I can't wait to get on the boat again. So you kind of lay yourself down for the evening. Kavacha had come back to you with a little bit of kind of a, she basically said, the Scotch Winery does have a representative that does live in Lugvault proper. And if you kind of try to throw their name around, maybe you can get a meeting, but that was kind of the best that she could do. She clearly felt really bad that she wasn't able to just work a miracle for you, because she knows how important this is to you.
Whatever night or day that Vatya brought me that information, I tell her to take the night off as payment.
All right. So this evening, it's the same evening, you have been manning the bar yourself, and it's kind of been a slow night. So a little after midnight, when most of the regulars themselves have kind of stumbled themselves out, you lock the doors, turn the lights off, you go to lay down, and as you go to lay in bed, you ever been in bed and have that weird like turning sensation where it feels like the whole room is just like turning slowly?
No.
Oh my god, yes.
Well, Kit knows what I'm talking about. Anyway,
Kind
there's
of like
this
vertigo.
Yeah, you get this strange sense of vertigo as you're in that strange space between falling asleep and waking up, and you feel your whole body kind of shift to the side, and you reflexively put your arm out to catch yourself, and you put your hand on the bar, and you sit up, and you're sitting at the bar.
And I was very clearly, I remember specifically laying in bed, correct?
Yeah, and
okay. Just so we're clear.
You're sitting at a bar, and it's not yours.
Is it anything familiar to me?
This is the bar that you frequented back in Pern, the dwarven, the dwarven kind of tavern that you spent a lot of time at. And it's totally empty, except for the seat next to you.
Who's sitting next to me?
Can't really tell. His face is kind of hard to focus on, but you can sort of see his chin. It's kind of chiseled, little scruffy. This guy.
The traveler.
It's the traveler. He is not wearing a green cloak. He is wearing he's wearing similar clothes to you, just kind of like a swashbuckling sailor's outfit. More leather armor though than you're used to, but comfortable. He just is kind of sitting at the bar in a black traveler's cloak over all of this, not green. But he has his hood back and his face is kind of blurred, and he raises his glass to you. And it's empty. And he says, "So, you owe me a drink."
That I do. Give me just a moment. So I hop behind the bar, and I pull down an ale for him.
What do you pull down for him? Like, from what shelf?
It takes me an extra minute because I go and fetch a stepladder, but I go for the toppest of top shelves.
Nice. All the way at the top right, like something really old looking. You gotta blow dust off the label. It looks mwah.
Yeah, like the best stuff I can manage.
Oh yeah. And waits for you to fix the drink, pours out, takes a sip. Ah, that's good. That's good stuff. So, you have been up to a lot.
Yeah, I guess I have, haven't I?
Uh-huh. Yeah, you have. You you brought a friend back from the dead. That was a interesting conversation for me to have, let me tell you.
Don't tell me you got in trouble for that.
No, just almost got thrown out and into oblivion. But that's fine. It's okay. I talked my way out. It's okay. I always do that.
I mean, yeah, that's what we kind of do, isn't it?
Yeah. So, all right. Let's let's get real for a moment here. You know, you and I have kind of been doing this little dance, just kind of helping each other out. You've been spreading the word as one does. I've been bringing your friends back from the dead.
Thanks for that, by the way.
Yeah, that sure. Gotcha. Don't ask me to do that again because she's fucking scary.
Yeah, no. If it happens again, I'll reach out and make some connections. I'll call a couple people.
Yeah, make some more friends. That seems to be doing well for you. I have a bit of a problem. Can't really go too much into it. I'm definitely playing this up as something that's not really world ending, but it might be world ending.
Okay, I'm listening.
Well, yeah, before I can really tell you much of it, I gotta there's a kind of a process you kind of gotta go through before I can tell you the whole thing. But
you asking me to join a cult or something?
No, not it. It's not. I mean, what is a cult really? And then he takes a huge swig. All right, listen, Finnan. And when he says, and when he says your name, you feel a jolt pass through your whole body.
Yeah, no, he's immediately paying attention.
There are things happening that I can't fully explain because I frankly don't have the power myself to understand them, and that scares me.
Scares me too. Shit.
I've been watching the world for as long as I've been around, and I've noticed that everyone kind of sticks to their own. And you know me, you know what we do. That doesn't really work for us. Our whole thing is community. Our whole thing is bringing people together, right?
Yeah, of course.
You know, everyone loves to drink. So I feel like the world needs to be shaken up a little bit. And I think you just might be the person to help shake things up.
I mean, you probably know this. I'm honestly not sure just how omnipotent you are, but we kind of joked earlier that our whole group, the Lightningvars, I guess is the name that everybody's come up with.
Yeah, not sure how I feel about that. How do you feel about that?
I don't know how I feel about it either, but you know what?
You're
people.
Also the person who came up with the dragon's flagon, so I mean, you don't really have too much room to talk.
Listen, you don't have to give me shit for my names, all right?
I mean, the puns are nice.
The rhyming is key to the experience. Anyway,
take another drink.
We made a joke that we're in the business of toppling councils.
Ah, yes, I did hear that. That's not what I'm talking about, though.
Right.
I'm thinking something a little more cultural, a little more far-reaching, more dismantling the borders between all organized religions everywhere.
You know, and Finnan checks to see if he's got a drink. He probably poured himself a little bit of whatever he poured for Maul.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
He takes a swig of it and just says, "Yeah, it's a pretty big ask, Maul. Gotta be honest with you."
Well, here's the thing. And he takes another long drag, and the drink is almost empty, and he kind of shakes it around, looks at it, and he kind of sighs, almost resigned a little bit.
Finnan tips the rest of his glass into Maul's.
Thanks for that. I wasn't sure how I was going to explain this in one more sip.
Gotcha.
I don't expect you to do it alone. However, I do want you to be a part of it. It's not going to be just you. It's not going to be just me. I'm going to basically be doing what you're doing. I need you on your end, because it's kind of hard to explain. I need you on your end to meet as many people as you can and try to, I don't know, just try to fill that understanding where tradition doesn't mean that things have to stay the same. Have you ever met anyone who doesn't worship a god from their specific species pantheon?
DM, have I met anybody that doesn't worship a deity from theirs?
I mean, there's Soot.
See, I don't know these.
Well,
I mean, there is one that very specifically comes to mind.
Yes, but are they the norm or are they the exception?
They're definitely not normal.
He's the exception, certainly.
Exactly. Your little friend, and actually you have met a few others who are like him. You may not have known it at the time, but I saw that. Basically...
Tell me who. Gotta make a list.
It doesn't really matter. You'll actually be running into them pretty soon anyway. All you need to know is I want more of that. That's going to fix what is wrong with everything right now. What is going wrong with everything right now? And if we can try to sow those seeds early, maybe things won't be as bad. I'm going to be trying to talk things up, maybe pull some connections. I had to pull some strings to talk to the silver one, but maybe she can maybe she'll lend me her ear just a little bit longer. I can probably schmooze my way in. She's a little lonely. I'm sure she'd like someone to talk to. Maybe, I don't know.
Bring some tea. It might help, actually.
Tea. Good to know. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe she probably likes some sangria.
Maybe start with the tea and then go on to the sangria later.
Yeah. Ooh, who said that? I like that. Anyway, yeah, all right. I got some ideas. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much all the time we got. Last thing I'm going to say. Yes.
I was going to say, I got 2 questions.
I got 2 answers.
So, first off, this whole thing that you're wanting me to do, is this just, I mean, obviously it's for the betterment of the world, and I'm all for that, but is there anything you're going to do to help me on that whole path?
Absolutely. Think of it a little, up until this point, we've been kind of, acquaintances, of a sort. This is going to be a bit more of an employer-employee kind of situation, but I don't want to be like weird about it where you got to call me sir or anything like that. I still like our dynamic, but just sort of I want you to swear an oath to me.
Done.
All right. Let me hold up, and he reaches around in his pockets for and he pulls out a piece of paper, and I gotta go pull it up super duper quick. And he pulls out this raggedy piece of paper that looks like he has has crumpled up in his pocket a billion times, and he says, "Okay. Just kind of bear with me for a moment. This kind of the whole spiel of it, and otherwise it doesn't really work.
It's the formality thing. I got you.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, but it's the only way to get it to work. Do you, Finnan, Good Barrel, swear to be the progress you wish to see in this world?
I do.
Will you foster goodwill and growth in everyone around you whenever you can, and encourage that progress?
I will.
And will you defeat those who would see the world broken or corrupted?
I already have been. Will continue to do so.
All right. And he holds out the drink to you. And before you reach to take it, he says, "What was your other question?"
Oh, so we were fighting. You probably saw the fight.
Uh-huh.
By the way, what'd you think of the thing with the spatula?
That was very ingenuitive. It's not what I expected. A little interesting. I'd like to see you do some more weird shit like that. Because
Can
nobody
do.
saw that coming.
Anyway, when we were given all the accolades and all that bullshit, we were given the 2 swords that were put to my own throat. And something in me just wants to lean into that poetic irony and just use those to topple more councils and to bring change to people that, basically defying what that snake person was about.
I like that. I really like that.
And doesn't have to be right now, but maybe we'll set something up. Maybe I'll just put him in the chapel, put a couple of drinks around him. Just let you have a look at him, make sure everything's all clear with him.
Yeah, I'll take a look. I'm gonna be a little busy, so make sure just remind me.
Yeah, I'll bring you some of the good stock before we leave the flag in.
Ooh, yes, please. That's the good shit.
Oh yeah. Well,
Bottoms up.
Yep, and he raises his glass to clink glasses with Maul.
And as you clink and drink, you down the whole thing, and you kind of like lose your balance a bit and fall back, and your head hits your pillow.
And Finnan just like realizes he's back in bed and just went, okay, time to sleep now. Closes his eyes, and without even realizing it, he's smiling.
I liked that.
Oh,
It was nice.
Yeah.
So
I
what
met
were you
God.
gonna do? You met God, bitch. Let's get you a drink.
You had a drink with God.
Oh shit,
what a drink with God.
that's dope. So, moving on from that, Soot, what is your religious experience supposed to be?
Going to cast divination as a ritual.
You have 4th level spells now?
Ah, bitch.
Oh, fuck yeah, cool.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, as an offering, would be a proper offering to Fana. I guess.
It would obviously be burning something.
I feel like it would be.
Lights cat on fire.
No! It be a little morbid. I think he's going to take some of his feathers and throw them into the hearth and mix that with some of the ash from his home, and then start doing a small prayer and cast divination as a ritual to ask a question to Fana. If within his heart is trusting Artur to buy a boat safe.
You make sure you mark that 25 gold pieces out of your inventory. So you kneel down in front of the hearth, cast your ash into it, drop your feathers, and the smell of the fire goes from this wood burning smell to this, for a brief moment, that tang of incense. And in that moment, you ask that question within your heart, and it feels almost as if time stops. And you feel the air around your feathers kind of crackle and warm, as if you were standing right next to the sun. And the response that you receive is a voiceless, quiet set of words that place themselves into your mind, almost as if they were written with a sparkler, like a 4th of July sparkler. She is not the one who who will pose the danger?
It's Helga.
Kill Helga!
Looks over at Helga, who's like probably sprawled on her bed, like half asleep, scratching her stomach.
It's like
Yeah.
snoring.
Yeah. Helga's definitely a snorer.
Peace. Okay. Well, that's a tough.
Yeah. So the question was, is it dangerous to trust Artur with buying the ship? Yeah.
Buying the ship. She's not the danger.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. You know what? Okay.
Okay. So, with that, for the sake of brevity, I'm not Matthew Mercer, damn it! For the sake of speeding things along, so you kind of ruminate on that, go to bed that evening. The next morning, you all awaken bright and early. Someone has to kick Helga to go to the docks, and you meet a kind of an entourage of clanking metallic spider-like droids. These are smaller and kind of thinner than the ones that you had encountered. They also seem to have a bit more of a refined design to them. And they have more legs, but they seem not particularly weaker, but not designed for combat. They seem more like the worker drones that you saw hovering around the estate in the Shinebard. And in the middle of them are two figures. One, Artur, who is wrapped in a very nice kind of a shawl, a nice cerulean shawl. Probably super expensive. And next to her, looming and looking so out of place in this fantasy world, even amongst the robotic automatons, the cyborg Britha. Artur's personal bodyguard.
So you're absolutely sure these robots aren't going to explode another boat? Like, it's your money this time, but...
Artur like leans down to the nearest one, kind of like pokes it, stands back up, kicks it a bit. It doesn't move. Also, it's just standing, and it just makes this loud thong sound when she kicks it. It's like, seems fine.
So is this our crew?
Yep. Got you 30 of my nautical designed ones. These are the ones that specifically are for working shipping and moving containers. I'm sure that they can row a boat decently. Yeah, these I figured that, why bother paying people to do something imperfectly that I can just have a couple of my special creations do perfectly.
There's a lot of problems with that logic that I'm just not going to get into right now.
Well, hey, it's my money.
That's true. It's your money and you're being very generous. Thank you. She, kind of bats her eyelashes at her.
Artur will remember that.
Alright, so I guess we're off to Logvault.
Wait!
What?
I wanted to say goodbye to Theodric.
And one of those days with Theodric.
Sure. Yeah, you can absolutely spend one of those days with Theodric. Rewind.
Rewind. I'm sorry, Troy.
Carly!
Done. See you guys later.
Is there a way to kick you from the server? Oh no, Troy's gone.
We need a jar or something.
I do. We need a Hamilton jar.
Oh my god, we really do. I'm. You know what? All right, audience, that's your fucking job. You need to tally how many Hamilton references we've made in this entire show, and we will donate. I don't know, like $10 for every Hamilton reference to the Trevor Project.
Anyhow, so we spent the day with Theodric.
Spent a day with Theodric. Same cafe that you guys were talking about the boat at. You just, after you were talking about the boat, Theodric shows up. He's like, hey, sorry I was late. I had to finish up some paperwork.
Andric! So runs up to him and, like, hugs him and does not stop hugging him.
He just kind of, like, shuffles forward because your feet are on his feet, so he kind of, like, does the walking forward thing that you do when a kid's hugging you.
Hi, Theodric.
So, heroes of the realm, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, not bad, actually.
So, did you get, like, reinstated or maybe even promoted?
Absolutely reinstated, absolutely promoted. My office is right next to Shieldmaster's.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good on paper, but
Hi, Peter.
she doesn't know how to use half of the stuff that she has in her office. I had to explain what a 3-hole punch was yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was great. It's fine. It's fine. You know, I would say worth it, but yeah, it's fine. I can. What do they have here? Can I get a drink?
Absolutely, my treat.
Peter. I'm not sure if my cat is audible.
He's not coming through from your microphone. I don't know if he's coming through mine.
Nope.
All right,
Can't
well,
hear people.
he can shut the fuck up then.
Peter.
So y'all just wanted to hang out with Theodric? I didn't have anything specifically that he wanted to say. It just
So Kat kind of, like, scoots her chair over to him. So, I mentioned something to you in the prison,
Yes.
and I wanted to see if you had put any thought toward it.
Is this something you're comfortable discussing in public?
Maybe we should go for a walk.
Oh, I can. I'm waiting for my drink. I'm gonna. Tell you what. I appreciate the offer, and it is something that I have considered. But like I said before, I feel like there's more good that I can do here first before I go away and do anything else anywhere.
That's fair. And know that there's no time limit on it. You're a very good man, and someone that I would like to have checking me in.
Well, maybe I'll get tired of all of this someday, and I'll need a change of scenery, and when I do, I will write to you, or hopefully you'll be in town. Yeah, you guys are leaving? What's going on, actually, by the way?
Going out to Lugvault.
Oh, all the way to the end of the end of the kingdom. Yeah, you're gonna don't pay any mind to the paladins there. They don't really have jurisdiction, but it's nothing like here. The Blue Talon are kind of the law of that place, and they do something better than us.
Yeah, I've been looking into that. Do you know anything more about the Blue Talon?
I know that they recently, and by recently, like in the last few decades, especially with their new person in charge, they've been focusing a lot on humanitarian efforts. And I mean, when she came into power, they banned slave trade. So I'm sure that there might be a little bit of unrest over there, because let me tell you, that was a big money grab for the Dothar River. Was the secret trade up and down the river. But once they put that ban through, a lot of people got pissed.
It's not like it wasn't still happening here or anything.
Yeah, good point. So keep an eye out for that. However, I will say the Blue Talon are a lot more effective in enforcing laws than We paladins are.
So we can't fuck around with them.
Maybe don't fuck around with them. They're not
Yeah,
as
not-
charming as us.
I gleaned their leader's name. Kay the Kind.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's a misnomer or not. You know, like how they call really, really tall guys tiny?
Yeah, I don't hear that.
Sorry. He laughs it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I don't really know too much. I know the swamplands around there are pretty dangerous. I mean, you get the few crocodile around here, but no.
And into some of those.
Yeah, expect more of that once you get further inland. The closer you get to the scale swamps, the more likely you're going to encounter something
Scaly.
bitey. Scaly, yeah, with teeth.
It's alright. They're good eating.
Yeah, actually, she is right. Oh, yes, my drink. Thank you.
Well,
my God.
we wish you the best, Theodric. Thank you for all of your help. Sorry we got you into trouble. Glad we got you promoted.
Yeah, if you
Sam-
ever need anything, head over to the Flagon. Kvatia will take care of you.
Absolutely. And if I need you guys to completely uproot an entire form of government, I will give you a call.
Keep in touch. There might be some more of that. And Cat just downs her drink.
There might be, yeah. Mind you, this is before he's had his conversation with Maul, so he's just like, yeah, that's kind of still the plan. Cosmically the plan.
So many things. So many things. All right, so we fast forward to our tour, talking with the previous owner of a ship who was looking to sell. It is a kind of a Viking-style longboat with 10 oars to a side. It's got one lower level that is partial storage, partial berthing. It's all very cramped when it's people actually on the boat, but since there's technically only gonna be the 6 of you plus Britha.
Britha's coming?
Yes, we'll actually we will fast forward to that conversation as you're all getting ready to get on the boat. First, the robots do scuttle onto the boat and around the boat, like almost infesting it, really, and it's a little creepy to watch.
What about this?
It's fine. They're just checking for leaks. They're just inspecting the boat.
I don't trust it.
You don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Finnan.
But what about a gift mechanical spider thing?
I mean, it's not a gift. I mean, I paid for all the parts and everything like that. I made it. I make good stuff. I made Gurg, basically.
Oh,
Ouch.
Okay, anyway.
Nigger arm.
She kind of flushes a little bit at that and like looks extremely mortified. Gurg, I'm so sorry about that. And
Let's just move on from it. We'll... So, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they're just checking for leaks and everything because I don't want to. I did just purchase this boat, and I trust that it's not going to collapse the second you get around a bend in the river. However, I like to be thorough.
Of course.
And at this point, Britha stomps up the gangplank and starts giving orders to all of the different robots who, instead of just swarming around, they seem to move in more ordered groups as she's giving them orders and everything.
She's not coming, is she? Thought she was supposed to be bodyguarding you.
Well, I figured that I should send a little more insurance, considering what happened last time I sent just 3 of you on a trip. And this is for something a little more out of our scope, and I'd like to get it back, and I just need you guys to find it. I don't need you to bring it back. That's what that crew is for.
right.
Do an insight on Bertha.
On Britha?
While they're doing like the whole talking to Artur,
What
I
do
just kind
you-
of want to watch Bertha.
Just get a sense for her?
Yeah, like just to see like what she's doing while like commanding the robots to checking the ship.
Yeah, go
Just
ahead
get a
and
sense of, like, her motivations and stuff. It's like
go ahead
I'm
and
on
roll an
edge.
insight check.
Yeah, I'm on edge since my whole nation.
Mhm.
Son of a bitch.
What'd you get?
Well, I rolled a 7, but plus my insight, that'll be a 17.
17?
Jesus!
What?
Yeah,
You
I have
have
high
a
insight,
10 in insight?
maybe.
What?
I mean, I believe it.
I believe it too. That's just a lot. That's amazing.
I mean, I've got a 12 to stealth and acrobatics.
My god.
You have a 7 in insight.
Proficient.
Yeah. That is with the proficiency. It's a 7.
So then 14.
Still,
Have you been doing that this whole time?
No. Us? No?
It's fine. Don't worry
we
about it.
haven't
It's
rolled
okay.
dice in a long time.
It's
I
been
don't-
a while.
In a while.
It's
How
been
do
a while.
you roll dice?
Do you eat them?
Yes. Shiny math
I'm
rocks.
pretty sure you're not supposed to ingest the dice.
Anyway,
See, that's the
Shit.
next candy we need to get. I have candy Tide Pods. Now I need candy dice.
The true
Candy dice are
forbidding.
very hard to chew.
so with a 14 on Britha, just pull up some stats. Yeah, so Britha is not kind of the hardest person in the world to read. She still has a bit of that, even though she is an amalgam of prosthetics and metal, which is honestly more machine than person at this point. She is still that she still has this salt of the earth, old sailor kind of vibe to her. Just buccaneer. Doesn't take shit from anyone. She's ordering around all of the robots, calling them names. As she would bullying a crew of pirates.
Okay.
And every once in a while, she does just anytime her vision passes over the group, as she's like turning around and pointing and looking over the place, whenever her eyes land on Helga, it's just this deathly glare.
Oh,
Rest of
damn.
you, she doesn't really give a shit about, it seems.
Does Helga notice?
Does Helga notice?
Let's see.
Roll a
Didn't
perception
they
check.
fight or something?
That was the first encounter of the entire campaign.
Oh yeah, way back when.
Huh.
Yeah, she was threatening Gurgen Oran, trying to get money out of them, because
Right.
she claimed they hadn't paid for basically passage to the city of Onidswall on her ship.
Oh man, what am I rolling?
Glaring at Helga, and so does glaring at her. It's a triangle.
Perception.
Oh no, I rolled a base 2.
Yeah, you
Nothing
you
to
notice
add, so.
you notice Soot squinting and just assume that the sun's in his eyes.
Like, Suchi, okay? Do you need a hat? Maybe with a brim.
Yeah, the fez isn't really doing it for you. DM, to clarify, we have not shared with Artur the information about Kat, correct?
No, you have not.
Okay, just making sure. Because I
Very
don't
happy about
fucking
that.
trust her. Alright.
So, Britha does stomp back down the plank, kind of stands to the side and says, what voice did it give it? The ship is, shape.
Ship shape.
Ship shape.
It is shaped like a ship.
Alright, this joke has already gone on too long.
We're good to cast off whenever y'all are ready.
Alright, I
Alright.
don't see any reason to dilly-dally.
Let us go.
Artur, thank you again for your generosity and your patronage.
Of course. And while you all are away, we have lots of work to do here in the city. For one, repairing the damage done by the council and also kind of filling that vacuum. I might be interested in taking after the Southlands typical form of government. We might attempt to do some sort of democratic elven style election.
That might work. Sidebar might be a good idea to see if you can involve the Primiteurs in some way in these sorts of things. I know I'm really pushing this, but we did say we'd try to help them, and they are very scary.
That they are. Not entirely sure what I could do, but I'll see what I can do on my end. I do own quite a lot of land outside the city, so maybe I could see what I can do on that part. Anyway,
And we've talked to council members and all that and everything. Or not council members.
People.
Kata and all that jazz. Anyway. Alright. Hopefully none of us will die this time.
yes, don't die.
Hooray.
All of you, please be safe. Come back. I'll see you all when we return, and I will buy you all a drink. We can toast to our success together.
Absolutely.
Drinks at the dragon's flagon, of course.
She's waving as you all get onto the boat, and the little robots kind of get themselves positioned at the oars of the longboat of the longship. Longship, whatever it is.
It says
Viking
longship.
longboat.
Longboat. It's more like a.
Anyway, the long vessel. They each of them set 20 of them set themselves at each of the oars, grab it with 2 of their legs, and start rowing in this rhythmic pattern that is just absolute machine clockwork. While the other 10 are bustling about, moving some boxes, making sure that all the supplies are ready. One of them is carrying around a tiny little clipboard that Britha Britha scribbles some notes on. She's giving orders, making sure everything's good. It's a rowing boat, so there's really not too much to do. And eventually, she just sits down on a box and stares out over the water as you all make your way down out of the docks, between some boats, kind of navigating through all of that, and up the river. So
I
yeah,
definitely want to try to take a turn rowing.
you can absolutely request that of Britha,
Just
because the
when
robots
I-
do not respond to you.
Oh right, yeah. Helga's like, hey, I kind of need to goes up to Bertha. I need to get to my daily workout in. Is it okay if I try the rowing?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Go ahead. You step off. And one of the robots skitters away and kind of sits in a corner, scratches at the wall a bit, as a spider does.
Thank you. Thank you much.
Yeah, whatever.
But she doesn't seem to like you very much.
Yeah, it's probably because we fought.
Okay.
It's just okay.
Alright.
It's just the first episode of Barty all over again. Okay.
Alright.
So the long ship moves 3 miles per hour. So that will take about it's about a 2-day journey. At the end of the second day, you'll be coming into harbor. So As
The whole-
you as you sail up the river, or row up the river in this case, you are free to fish. You're free to gaze at the landscape as it moves past. A great many boats and larger cargo ships do pass you on the way. There are some larger sailing ships actually that move just a little bit faster than you. One in particular does cross your. There's a bit of a narrow part of the river. Not so narrow that like you could reach out and touch the banks, but narrow enough that Britha does unleash a string of curses at this one galleon. It's almost kind of a clipper of a ship that almost races past.
Hogan
Crossing
tries
your
to
head.
speed up, catch up with it.
Roll a strength check. I guess it'd be athletics, actually, because rowing is straight up an athletics thing. So roll an athletics check.
Where did my dice go? I just had that. Not great. It's a 4 plus athletic. 11. I rolled 11.
Okay, you rolled an 11. Okay, you row as hard as you can, and the boat sort of goes a little faster and turns a little bit to the left. Because
Okay,
you're rowing a
once Helga
little harder.
realizes that the other guys aren't like also trying to instinctively beat the other boat, she's like, oh, and she helps to right the path.
Yeah, so sorry, that's actually really funny. I'm trying to
Kind
fucking
of going like,
find
come
something.
on, robot guys, come on.
So there's a this ship this is of course in nautical terms, so like it's still within view like 10 minutes later. But in nautical terms, this ship screams past you. And there's doesn't seem to be quite that many people manning it. It looks like maybe a crew of 5? It's kind of hard to tell. You do recognize this ship. It's the name is the Lambda. And you do recognize it from being in the same port that you were when you first left, but they left after you. And they do just scream past you. But all the other ships that do pass you are kind of like a little, moving forward. Some of them do pull to the side to moor for the first evening about, because but you guys don't have to because you have fucking robots moving the ship and they don't tire.
Yeah.
They do not require food, drink, or sleep.
Hey.
Hey.
Yes.
So it rows through the night. You all get some rest. Next morning, it is a nice clear sky. You can smell the swamp. You all know swamp has a smell, and
Yep.
it is pungent.
You mean the smell of Chesapeake?
It just smells straight up like Chesapeake. The entirety of Chesapeake.
And say that. 'cause I
But
live
the
right
Chesapeake
next to it.
swamp smells very different from Louisiana swamp,
True.
having lived in both.
Yeah.
Which one's worse?
It's a little more.
Try
It's a less.
Chesapeake.
It's more like the Chesapeake swampy smell than the Louisiana swampy smell. There's less piss, but there's more. There's less piss, but more brine. Sorry, everyone listening. Off to your left, to the north, you can see the forest and grasslands have kind of petered away to more marshland. You do see the spines of some Northland crocs kind of moving to and fro. You see a group of them like frenzying around some poor creature that was pulled into the water. And the river keeps going. And
What kind of creature? Like,
yeah, I'm gonna like peer at it.
go ahead and make everyone who wants to look, make a perception check. It's pretty far away, but
enhance.
Oof, not good.
Zoom, enhance.
Oh, net 20.
oh shit.
Joke. I will take a pic.
As long as it's not someone we know.
It's a mermaid.
It's
Oh my
fucking
god. But we don't know her, so.
It's Feyna.
We don't know
You're
her,
eating
though.
Feyna.
Oh my god, it's Feyna! I cast Fireball.
Mine was only 14.
Okay, yeah. Katrina, you can't really make it out. Can't quite tell what it is. So you can very easily see that it is some sort of deer-like creature. You can see black fur. Maybe some. That is an awesome D20. Yeah, you see black fur, maybe some antlers. It's hard to make out, but these very large Northland crocodiles are just tearing away at it.
Oh.
Is it on fire?
You don't know. You can't see.
With my 14, I can't see fire.
There is no smoke.
Damn it.
It's just these like alligators
Why did
tearing
you-
into the
Why did you
deer.
want there to be fire? Never mind, it's cat. Like,
Well,
no.
So it turns to Cat and like tries to replicate like alligators like trying to bite into the deer. It's like ah.
It sounds horrifying.
yeah,
my
so,
God.
buddy, that is the circle of life.
Hmm.
the circle of life. And it moves the search.
All return to Feyna.
Indeed, little guy.
Anyway,
A weird nat 20 to use. Anyway.
because of Helga's rowing, and because you do have tireless robots moving the ship, the sun is just getting low in the sky. Probably a few more hours of daylight. It's coming into evening. When you do see the familiar shape of civilization on the left side of the river, the north side of the river. There is a fork that you do take, the northernmost fork of the Dothar River, leaving all forest behind and going directly towards more swamp, where a very unlike the as you approach this settlement, you're used to the Goldfall Forest now, which is a lot of brightly colored trees, ever in autumn. However, this forest is very, very deep shade of green. Very, very tightly packed, trees. And on the opposite side of those trees, you do see a magnificently long arching stone bridge from that bank covered in trees to this settlement, which is surrounded on two sides by a big wooden wall made of thick tree trunks sharpened to points at the top. Appear to have been weathered down over time, and there's some towers at intervals. There's a gate into the city, and this triangular shaped city, it's on two sides. The right angle is the wall, but the river makes up that second thing, and all of the river is just long gangplanks and docks just crisscrossing all over the place. There's all manner of ships and boats moored. There's people calling out as you approach this settlement. There's this just strange aromas everywhere wafting over to you, spices that you've never even smelled before. It is a cacophony, and you hear singing, you hear people shouting, you hear people calling out to each other across the water. And there's you have to actually the Britha stands up and starts like shouting more orders to the robots, because you have to weave through a number of fishing boats and rowboats as you first start approaching and you have to take a wide berth around, you do come pretty close to one of them where there's this one guy in a long straw hat, just holding his rod just absentmindedly when his arm gets hugged, and he starts pulling on it. He's going, "Woo! Woo! I got one!" And you can just hear him like screaming over the water. He's like, "I got one!" As the line goes lax, as out of the water rises what can only be described as Nessie with a catfish's face.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Big Mona!
As you all pass within about 20-30 feet of this, you hear him say, "Oh shit!" as it lunges at him and almost gloms its mouth over him.
Oh god.
We should probably do something about that.
And that's where we're going to end that episode.
Are we going to do anything about that? Yeah.
That's where we're going to end that.
As our heroes start leaping to action.
The last thing I'll say, as you guys watch in terror as this happens, Helga, you recognize from your homeland a mudcat.
Mudcat.
Oh no.
Yeah, think 20 foot,
Cat,
15, think
scarier.
like 15 foot long sea lion with like catfish like accessories and head. So yeah, accessories. You know, like fins and a tail.
I know, but when you said
Good
accessories, I was thinking like little hair clips and bows.
Yeah.
In the shape of a catfish.
Shape of a catfish. Because I'm a dork.
What's that one kind of sharky monster in Monster Hunter New World?
Gyrototus.
Yeah,
Yep.
Ceratotus. Think like that. About like that.
Oh.
Don't like it.
No, I don't like
Less
that.
armor, more slimy. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are listening to this on iTunes, please be sure to leave us a review because it super duper helps us out. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment about your favorite part and your predictions for the next episode. Please go check out our Patreon at patreon.com/dicey-decisions. There's super cool stuff. This week's thing, I think I posted a map. I think it's a map. I drew a map of Little Lug Vault. I think I did a map of Little Lug Vault. I can't remember. I have the memory of a goldfish. Go check it out. It's super cool. I worked for several hours on that map, and I used assets from 2 Minute Tabletop, who you should go check out, who is a super cool person. So check them out as well. And while you're doing that, go and check out the Asians Represent podcast on Twitter, on their podcast. They also have a YouTube channel. It's really cool. It is great. That's all I got. Thank you all so much for being here. Please be safe, share some love, and tell a story. Good night.